Hi everyone, happy Saturday or whatever day it might be for you. I am going to be doing a fun review today on something that was sent to me and requested that I review. And it is this Cukor electric hot plate. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now I'm opening this guy up for the first time, and I'll go ahead and preface this by saying I'm going to make a few different things using a few different types of pans on here. Oh, this is kind of cool. So this is totally my authentic reaction because I've never seen this thing before. Just set that over there. All right. Oh wow. I've actually never seen a hot plate before, I'm gonna be honest with you. So this is all new to me. Wow, this thing feels really interesting. That's cool. So it's got kind of like a nice matte finish. You can tell it's pretty well made. Actually, I'm glad that I just realized it's an electric hot plate. Of course, it needs to be plugged into a wall, and I happen to have a plug right here. I don't think I was thinking about that beforehand. But anyways, let's see if I can clean this area up. So I'm going to be doing a couple different things with this one. I'm going to be doing some pasta and some green beans. And yes, this is actually my breakfast. I'm not a traditional breakfast person. I like to have lunch foods more. So let's just see. Well, it's a pretty decent cord, especially if you have the outlet sitting on your countertop. That's great, but this is perfectly fine. Go ahead and plug it in. Nice. And it's got the little indicator lights. Ooh, I can see you definitely want to have it in the off position to start with. So I can show you what that looks like in a second. So immediately here, we can see that both of these knobs are in the off position. That's perfect. And then so you can see these are the two indicator lights. It's plugged in. And let's see. You just turn it to the right to get the heat going. Or clockwise, you turn it clockwise because the lower dials are going to be going from right to left. So just turn it clockwise. That's awesome. I'm going to start it on low heat. I'm going to do 2 for each of these out of, what's the max? Yes, 6 is the max, technically. And let's see. I can already feel it getting warm. That's really fast. That's awesome. And now I'm just going to wait for these to start boiling. I've got a stainless steel pot on the left burner, and I've got a glass Pyrex pot on the right burner, 2 of which are my favorites and I use constantly. Okay, I think now that the water is pretty sufficiently hot on both of these, I cranked the dials from 2 to 4, and since then it's been about 3 minutes in my time, and you can see that both of these are steaming already, so they're approaching boiling. I think I'm going to go ahead and drop in my pasta, which for me is going to be baby bow ties in this one, and I'm just doing that by sight. That's probably good enough. And the green beans, of course, and these, it feels like a lot of green beans for this little stainless steel pot, but they're gonna shrink, and then I'm gonna do something else with them afterwards. So they actually fit perfectly. That's great. Awesome. And I'm gonna use this bowl also as my dish. I think in the meantime, while I'm waiting for these to boil, I'm just going to start mincing my garlic and julienning some sun-dried tomatoes for the green beans. So I'm not a pro or anything, so this isn't going to be fantastic, but it's just, it's not that much effort. Yeah, this thing is working great so far. This is awesome. And the cool thing about it is because it's so portable. You can take it camping. If you wanted to do a little meal outside, you could, you know, take it on a picnic. Okay, so now that the green beans are basically done, I didn't want to boil them all the way to softness. I wanted to leave them with a little bit of a crunch because I'm gonna put them right back on in a minute after I drain all the water out. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Okay, so the green beans are all boiled, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna transfer them to this cast iron skillet. So that's just gonna go right on the heat. I didn't change it at all. It's still on the high setting, so I might wanna just dial it down maybe to 3 or medium heat. And I'm just gonna drop them right in. And again, be careful with all the hot pans and pots. And I'm gonna go put this in the sink. So straight from the pot, I'm just gonna drop in some butter right here and let them cook. Some people like to let them rest a little bit before moving on to this step, but I think they're fine. They're still a nice bright green shade. And I'm just gonna put lots of butter. That's probably, I don't know, 2 tablespoons of butter, maybe. And there is more. So you don't have to use butter there. You can do olive oil if you want to be a little bit healthier, but I need some fat in my diet, so I'm gonna go with the butter. And it's salted butter, but I'm just gonna add a little bit more salt and some black pepper to that also. Not a lot of salt, just a little tiny bit, like a pinch or a dash. Pinch. Yeah, I think pinch is smaller. And then a little bit of black pepper also. That's probably pretty good. And then I'm just gonna leave them on a heat for maybe 5-10 minutes before I add my minced, not the garlic, but the sun-dried tomatoes. Garlic goes last. I think the pasta is pretty much done as well. Yep. So I'm just gonna turn the heat all the way down on this, my right side burner, and I'm going to just let it sit for a second and drain it in the same strainer that I used for the green beans. I turned it off. I'm gonna wait a little while, and then I'm gonna clean this one, although there's nothing on, I mean, it's perfectly clean, but I'm still gonna wipe it down since it's brand new. Here's the pasta. And I'm not doing anything crazy with that either, just gonna put some butter and cheese and some olive oil. A little bit of butter for the pasta. And let's do some olive oil as well. And I'm gonna try one of these little green beans. I think they're pretty much done. There's still a little bit of crunch, which I think is perfect. I probably could have already added the sun-dried tomatoes in there, but I guess we will just have to add them now. And then I'll let it, maybe I'll turn the heat down. It's on 3 right now. I'm gonna turn it down to 1. Yeah, just warm. And now I'm gonna put just a little bit more butter. And I'm gonna add the garlic too. So let's just add that garlic. It's gonna get nice and fragrant. And we'll just let it sit for another few minutes. Remix it. So I'd say that these are about done. And I'm just gonna turn off the hot pot. And I'm just gonna put these directly in the plate. I'll set that down for just a second there, because the handle is actually quite hot. So I'm just gonna put them directly in my little bowl. That's all there is to it. And make sure to get all that goodness out of there. I'm gonna use the fork to try to take out little pieces of garlic and things. Some dried tomatoes. Delicious. This is gonna be so good. Yeah, and this took me all of about 15-20 minutes, 20 minutes maybe, on this electric hot pot. And it's just as good as a stove, if not better, because portable. and electric, which is awesome. So I'm gonna try that. This is the final product. Let's plate that so it looks a little bit prettier. Look at all that color. And actually I'm gonna add just a little teeny tiny bit more pepper. Not a lot, just a little. Being real gentle with that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so pasta looks a little less impressive, but that's all right. It's gonna taste great. And so that's my pasta, and there's my green beans with garlic and seasoning and sun-dried tomatoes. Breakfast for me. So I'm gonna try it and see how it is. Let's go with the pasta first, and spoiler alert, I've already tried the pasta. It's good. It's simple and it's good. And then this one, this is about to be so good. I can tell. I'm gonna go for a smaller little piece there. With all that butter and This is one of my favorite things to eat. So good. So all in all, this thing worked fantastic with all of my pots, glass Pyrex, stainless steel, and my cast iron skillet thing, skillet, hybrid, I guess. I'm gonna move my food away. I unplugged it from the wall. I turned it down already, and I'm just going to give it a light wiping. I waited some time, but it's still warm. So I'm gonna use this to clean it, and this is just, there we go. Yeah, it's on the warm side, which is just fine. And it is not, these aren't harmful chemicals or anything, it's just Method Natural Glass Cleaner, surface and glass, yeah. So I'm just gonna give it a nice little wipe down. I probably could have waited a little bit longer for it to cool down, but I was impatient, so it's warm and it's just fine. I do this with my stove too. When it's, what's the word? When I'm cleaning my stove, I don't fully wait for it to cool. But look at how nice that is. Just like brand new. Almost like I just got it. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be using this again many times in the future. I'm going to be camping soon, so I'm probably going to take it camping with me. And if I want to, I could definitely see myself just wanting to make dinner outside and not have to just transfer things from inside the house to outside the house. Just plug this into an outlet outside. I don't know, maybe do like a chocolate fondue or something. Like a cute little outdoor dessert. But yep, this is my Cukor electric double-sided hot plate. Both of these hot plates are comparable in size. This one's just a little bit smaller on the right than the left one, but they both work great, and I used several different sizes of pots on them. But I hope you found value in this video, and I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your week. Take care. Bye.